Hey, so I realized that I'm always talking about baths and I've never really shared my fucking amazing ingredients that I put into my baths, which I've spent like probably my whole life refining. So I thought I'd share it with you guys today. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get some tea on, basically, is what it is. So what I use is dried rose petals and also tea and dried jasmine buds. The tea is like sort of like an immunity, like echinacea, peppermint, licorice root, like just fuckloads of really good stuff, and I find it's really healing. I get eczema sometimes, and this just like totally heals it up. So yeah, and it makes my skin just like amazing. And rose petals are just like nectar for your skin. So yeah, this is just a pot of hot water, and I'm going to bring it to the boil and then just simmer it for about 20 minutes and make sure that you keep a lid on it, because all the steam that comes off is all the good stuff. So yeah, the longer you just sort of simmer it and stuff, you'll see that the rose petals will lose all their color. I'll show you it. Now, if you don't have all of this sort of dried stuff, you can use like some green tea, some chamomile tea. What else could you use? If you have any oats, boil them up. They're really good. Just plain oats. Yeah, anything which is like sort of good, boil that up. Also, so while that's boiling, I'm gonna do some sort of powder concoctions, which I'll show you in a sec. But I just wanted to let you know that this is like the ultimate bath ingredient. So if you like can't get out of bed, or if you are super busy and like you have 20 minutes to, you know, while your kids are having their snack, like, you know, that's when you can do your bath, then like just chuck in whatever you can chuck in and have the bath, or have a shower if you can't get out of bed or whatever. Yeah, this is like I've got 2 hours to myself, I'm gonna pamper myself kind of bath, right? Okay, so I do like to do a bit of a ritual with it as well. So there's something about changing it into an intentional ritual, which, you know, like a lot of people scoff about using baths as self-care, right? But when you do it like really mindfully and really purposefully to love yourself, like fuck them. I think it's really good. So yeah, I like to make a whole like thing of it. So I'll show you what I'm doing. All right, so I like to light some candles. My boyfriend always, or I should say my fiance, always says that I'm doing like an exorcism. But I'm like, you're an idiot, because black, he gets freaked out by the black candles for some reason, but black in witchcraft and stuff absorbs negativity and wards off badness. So shut up. Okay, so I like make a whole thing of it so it's fun and it's not just, you know, don't get me wrong, sometimes I just chuck shit in, but also sometimes I make a really nice little moment. Okay, so I'm going to prepare it in this jar, and I'll just explain what the different ingredients are. So this one is just Epsom salts. They are similar to, but not exactly the same, as these magnesium flakes. So the difference, according to Google, is that these ones are actually like get more absorbed by your body. Now, yeah, so there's loads of shit on the internet about how magnesium like effectively cures everything in the world. Look, I think from my understanding, if you're deficient, then it does all these really amazing things when you balance out your body with it. But what I do know is when I have a bath in magnesium, my muscles are just like so relaxed and I feel amazing. So who cares what science says? That's what I say. Okay, now this one is bicarb soda, not baking powder, but bicarb. And it's supposed to like draw out toxins and like absorb odor and do all this stuff. But again, whatever science says, my skin feels so soft like a baby after I bath in this stuff. They say to be really careful, like to drink water when you're bathing in this and make sure to moisturize afterwards. I don't really like feel that, but whatever. That's what it says on the Tinternet, so maybe listen to it. The other thing is, so this is milk powder. Yeah, I know, like who would have thought that you can actually use this stuff because it's so gross tasting. But yeah, so there's lactic acid in milk and that sort of like exfoliates your skin. Sorry if you're, vegan, maybe skip this one. Yeah, and so Cleopatra used to bath in milk and honey and rose petals. I think it was supposed to be goat's milk. And anytime I'm having a bath with milk in it, I feel like I'm Cleopatra. Okay, so what else? Here I have my oils. So this is a mixture of castor oil, sweet almond oil, jojoba, if that's how you say it, hopefully, and some honey. Actually, I haven't put the honey in yet, but I will. Yeah, so that I sometimes add after I've been soaking for a bit because it like sort of seals my skin in. Sometimes I add it at the start. It definitely leaves residue on your bathtub, but totally worth it because it just gives you a full body moisturize without needing to do it manually afterwards. Fuck yeah. Okay, now essential oils. These piss my partner off so much because he just hates like strong smells, but I love them. Okay, so Palo Santo oil. You want to make sure it's been ethically sourced because they're from trees. Anyway, the oil is from when the branches fall off the trees, or this is supposed to be how it happens anyway. And it's in South America, I think, the trees are native to. Anyway, when the branches come off and they die, they start to develop this oil and it smells amazing. And it's used for like all these ceremonies and cleansing. And that's where you get Palo Santo sticks usually, which I use as well. But yeah, so this is the essential oil. Okay, so this one is sage oil. I'm sure you all know what sage is. These are just some of my oils. I just sort of choose whatever I think would be good. Chamomile, blue German chamomile is supposed to be the one that relaxes you. And good old frankincense. Yeah, they've all been used. Frankincense is like a really traditional one for like skin and beauty and stuff and relaxing. Cool. So anyway, moving on. So what you want to do is you want to mix the oils into the salt first so that it, when you put it into the bath, it actually doesn't all just sit on the top. So I'm going to put in my magnesium flakes and my Epsom salts. I feel like I want some more magnesium there. My muscles are super sore today from doing sweet F4. All right. Now I'm just gonna like open some of the essential oils so I can pour them in. Woo, cut in scenes. Okay, calm down, Lauren. Okay, so frankincense, I put in a few drops. I don't know, I probably put too much of this stuff. I like have a habit of overdoing stuff, but I just sort of do what feels right. Chuck it in. Look at the blue chamomile, it's cool. Smell. I wish you could smell through the camera. Sage. And then I just sort of give it a smell and see if it feels good. Yeah, oh, it smells amazing. All right, so now I'm just going to give it a little stir. So yeah, this means that the oils, the essential oils will be absorbed by the salt. Otherwise they just sort of all sit on the top of the water. And one time I put in so much, like I think it was lemongrass, and I just chucked it in and I forgot to stir the bath and it was all just sitting on the top. And I actually got like a little bit of a skin reaction. So you should also like patch test and, you know, I mean, I'm not selling this, I'm just telling you what I'm doing. So like use your due diligence. Okay. So now I'm going to chuck in some of the milk, Cleopatra powder, and the bicarb soda, or bicarbonate soda. Oh yes, getting a little goddess potion going on here. Okay, now I'm gonna stir. Actually, I have a bit of this. Is my little dried flower dish. Oh, dried lavender. I try not to put like. So the reason I boil the teas and stuff is because otherwise you just end up with loads of shit floating around your bath and you have to clean it up. But oh, that smells so good. That's just a bit of lavender from my little floral arrangements I've been doing. Okay. Now I'm going to pour in some of the oil now. Just cause, why not do it now? And just having like the candles burning and like smelling the scents and like just intentionally making this little concoction is fun. Right, let's go check on our tea, which is making. All right, so we've got it simmering away, probably simmering a little bit too vigorously. Should probably have turned it down a bit, but you can see that like the rose petals there. Hold on, I'm going to turn off the flame. You can see that the rose petals have actually lost their color, so they just look white now. And you can see that the water is like this crazy color, which, by the way, as soon as you finish with the bath, make sure that you clean it. I just sprinkle bicarb soda on the bottom. You could do bleach. I just don't like to use super strong chemicals in the bath because I'm going to be lying in it. Because otherwise this shit will stain. I also love to give myself a little facial steam sometimes. Because when you breathe it in, and like it just goes all into your pores and stuff, it's just amazing. Especially because the tea blend I use is like an immunity respiratory thing, so it's actually like just so chill. Love it. Let's just film me doing this for a while. Okay, now I'm just going to show you how I filter all the shit out of this so that I can put it into the bath. So what you want to do is get a bowl and a strainer and some paper towel or like a dishcloth, and you want to set it up like this, And then you want to pop your paper towel in there. And then, this is going to be super hard to do one-handed. Okay, well then you pour that in that. I'm sure you get the idea. So I'll pour it and then I'll show you after I pour it, because I feel like I'm going to get third-degree burns if I try and do this while holding the camera. Okay, so I've just poured it in and you will see that the paper towel has captured all the thick bits, is the only way I can think of describing it. Super mature though. Yeah, so I'm just sort of draining this out. And look at that like liquid amazingness left over. So this is just like all the good bits from all these herbs and rose petals and everything. It smells so like nutritious almost. Maybe it's because I know that. I don't know. It just smells really good for you. I'm left with my powder jar and my bowl of tea, rose water. And what I do is I pour this one into the bath first while it's running. And then I add the tea, rose water straight after that. And I'll show you.
Right there on top of the moon, we could sit and do nothing. I wish we were both